This is Transposition Sports. I'm Carly Chardonnay-Webb. Right at the top, Dutch darts pro Noëlijn van Leuven, set to become the first transgender woman to compete in the PDC Pro Dart World Championships next month in London. This past weekend, she took part in an important tune-up event, the Grand Slam of Darts, a 32-person tournament built from the top winners and earners of 2024. Now, she got thrown in the deep end of this one. She was in the group of death that featured two former world champions and a hopeful who's been knocking on the door of greatness in the last few years. For Van Leuven, who's been lauded and maligned in equal measure since making her pro debut last year, she had her work cut out for her. Let's go to the videotape. Saturday, first match, first round, pool play, met with countryman Michael van Gerwen. Now, the world's #2 ranked player, he's a 3-time world champion, and she's being booed as she entered the match, and that didn't help. Van Gerwen never really challenged, won in a 5-legs nil rout. On Sunday, Van Leuven against Ryan Joyce of England, ranked 35th in the world, eyeing this tournament to make the breakthrough, but early, Van Leuven broke through. 2-legs nil advantage. She's playing well, but then Joyce got hot, fought back to tie the match, and then powered on to win 5-legs-3. That set up a final match with 2-time world champ Scotland's Gary Anderson, and Anderson closed out an unbeaten pool round with a 5-2 win. Van Leuven was ousted, but learned a lot with the World Championships coming up a month away. Now, Van Leuven in 2024 has been the subject of some controversy. Coming up from the World Darts Federation Women's Series, she took a try at the PDC's Q School late last year. She ended up getting a berth in the PDC Challenger Series, made her debut this March in Germany, won the tournament. 2 weeks after that win, 2 members of the Dutch national dart team resigned their places in protest of Van Leuven being on the team, but the Dutch Darts Federation backed Van Leuven, saying she's met all the requirements to compete. End of story. Now, she's been the target of boycotts, player withdrawals, mainly from players based in the UK, which prompted her to say she wouldn't participate in WDF competitions in the UK. Her goal for this coming year, getting a PDC Tour card. And she's also backed by the Non-Gender Pro Tour CEO, who told Sky Sports that the rules mandate that they support her. Here's Matt Porter.
We took some ideas from policy that other sports bodies, the IOC and other governing bodies had put in place, and ultimately we came up with a policy that we believe to be fair. We respect the fact that not everybody agrees with that, and we accept that it's not a unanimously accepted position. However, it's a position that we've adopted and that we believe is fair. Noëlijn's been playing, and others have been playing under that rule for a number of years now. Noëlijn started to achieve more success in recent years, hence the opposition to her has become more vocal, which is the way of the world, and again, as I say, something we respect. But ultimately, we have a policy in place, and it's one that we're comfortable with.
Now, on her own journey, Van Leuven on her threads Wednesday said, quote, "That's a wrap on the Grand Slam of Darts for me. I'm leaving Wolverhampton with some incredible experiences and valuable lessons. I played some fantastic darts, and I've got a few areas to work on to keep improving." Stateside, the long, strange trip of the San Jose State volleyball forfeit crisis had a striking revelation this week from one of the teams who forfeited SJSU. A news media outlet in Wyoming reports that Wyoming volleyball's forfeit may have been decided under political pressure from state elected officials and not from the school's athletic department or the team. Both Wyophile, who initially reported the story, and the San Francisco Chronicle have sourced documents and emails that show that the team voted on playing SJSU prior to their scheduled match in Laramie October 5th. The vote, taken September 30th, was a tie vote, 9-4, 9 against, 1 abstaining. And however, the next day it was announced that the school was going to forfeit the game. Documents and email communications showed constant pressure from Republican politicians in the state, backed by outside pressure groups that compelled the school, although Wyoming's athletic director, Tom Burton, responded, according to multiple news reports, quote, I do think it's important to note that we have played against this athlete the past 2 seasons, and our student athletes felt safe in previous matches. She's not the best or most dominant hitter on the Spartans team. Having said that, does it make it okay? We have made our position known to the Mountain West Conference and San Jose State that we think this is inappropriate, but she meets all NCAA standards for competition and is eligible and our student athletes are not in favor of forfeiting 2 matches. Looking at the Mountain West standings, Colorado State has clinched the top seed. 7-game win streak, no signs of slowing down. Behind them, San Jose State is number 2. They've lost their last 2 matches. They still have Colorado State and Fresno State to come before the tournament. In addition, they have the drama, which includes an assistant coach who's suspended due to remarks made on the alleged trans student athlete to outkick, and team captain Brooke Slusser, who's on the floor being a part of the team and being a part of the Riley Gaines anti-trans lawsuit against the NCAA off the floor. San Jose State or Fresno State are still in play for the bye in the first rounds if FJSU falters. Now, Utah State is 5th, but they have a tough road ahead with Boise State in 6th. Wyoming stands in 7th. 3 matches left, they're 6-9, but they have a chance to sneak into that 6th spot if they run the table, because they have a tiebreaker on a number of teams, including gaining one on Utah State if they beat Utah State November 25th. For Utah State, Boise State, or Wyoming, there's the possibility of meeting San Jose State in either the opening round or the Mountain West semifinal. Either way, they're going to have a serious decision to make. We have more Transposition Sports coming up, but first, a message from the Angry Gay Grandpa. Get the Kleenex out now.
So maybe I'll start a little bit softer.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine.
Dad?
Before you say anything, I just want to apologize for what I said this morning. I've been doing a lot of thinking. If you want to change your name, if you want to wear a dress.
It's a skirt, Dad.
Skirt. I don't know the kind of support you need, but let's get you some for all this transgender stuff.
Wait. Are you serious? Dad, what is this?
Oh, this is me supporting you. This is me saying I love you. This is me not losing you.
Love you, Dad.
Love you. Holly.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Welcome back to Transposition Sports. I'm Kirby the Cat, live from Kirby's kitty bed.
That's my camera bag, Kirby.
So, it's my kitty bed, and I want to talk about a certain guy named Seth Moulton. Clumps in the litter box, Democrat from Massachusetts, representative. I heard what you said. You said what you said. Roll the tape.
What should be the line that we draw? My kids play co-ed sports. Co-ed sports are a thing for kids, and they have been for generations. There's no problem there. But people do have an issue when you get to like the college level, for example, of trans women competing against women. And most importantly for Democrats right now, we get to a point where we have views that are more in touch with the majority of Americans, which means we can start winning elections again. I raised the trans issue as just one example of an issue where Democrats are out of touch.
Can you blame my house cat for being a little angry at Seth Moulton? Representative Moulton, I wonder, given what you just said, how awkward it's going to be for you when you're walking through Capitol Hill and you run into this person.
Let's be clear. The party that was focused on culture wars, the party that was focused on trans people, was the Republican Party. It was Donald Trump. It was the $100 million, $200 million that they spent on television ads. And so I think what we have to all recognize here is that when a politician tries to take an issue that impacts a handful of people in a handful of states and turn it into the most important issue in an election, everyone has to ask why. And the answer to that question is that Donald Trump was trying to divide and distract from the fact that he has absolutely no policy solutions for the issues that are actually keeping voters up at night, the issues that I was hearing about on the campaign trail.
It's good to see Delaware's Representative-elect Sarah McBride in the game. Sarah, hope you bring your elbow pads. You're going to need them. You, along with more than 20 trans legislators who are in our state houses, people like Brenda Tutone in Colorado and Zoe Zephyr in Montana. It's good to see you all, and I hope you stir up a lot of good trouble, because we're going to need it. How will the new political paradigm affect us? We don't know, but we do know that we're afraid of what the answer could be, especially those of us who hit the ball fields, the tracks, clip in the pedals, and ride hard. Those of us in sports. Because the paradigm will change sports. You can bet that a Trump administration is going to give a little bit of boost to that petty political lawsuit against the NCAA. We see it coming. Now's going to be the time for courage. It's going to be the time for speaking out. In our state houses, in the halls of Capitol Hill, but also in our schools, on our school boards, among our leagues, and within our governing bodies. It's going to be time for that courage, for those in those positions to speak out for inclusion, because you know inclusion's right, regardless of what may come out of Washington and what edicts may come. As I've said, it's going to be time to get in some good trouble. But in the meantime, for those of us who are hitting the fields, I encourage you all to keep playing. I certainly will. No matter what. Don't let them take the game, and don't let them take the joy. And I promise you, Transposition Sports will be right here, giving you space, telling you stories, and lifting you up and showing the highlights. For me, it's personal because it's keeping a promise and a doctrine of a mentor of mine in my own journey. I'm going to keep showing people that I'm in the world by being out in the world. And that includes getting in between the white lines. For Transposition Sports, I'm Carly Chardonnay Webb.